I've heard from those who have studied in the East that very often before doing a loving kindness practice, there will be a self-forgiveness practice first. And you can see how it might be a whole lot easier to have that free flow of giving and receiving love from our own heart if we do first allow it to give it the support to soften a bit, to open a bit. So I will be guiding at the end of the self-forgiveness practice, some metta practice, some loving kindness practice. So let's practice now. And especially for these hard practices, I know other teachers have mentioned this, it can be really wonderful to allow yourself to lean back a bit, to have some support, to feel like there is something supporting your back and especially your heart, whether it's lying down or doing legs up the wall or the space woman pose where your back is on the floor and your legs are up on a chair. We'll begin. Let's begin with a few intentionally deeper breaths. Especially giving attention to that exhale. Perhaps taking a moment to sense those supports beneath your body and inviting any letting go into that support. Noticing any tension in the body that's under conscious control that you might release and invite to lean back, to rest. I'm going to do that myself. Now, taking the cue from Tara, I'll invite you to just scan over the last 24 hours or so. The last day or so of the retreat, and just noticing if there's anything small that you might be holding against yourself. Something that perhaps you regretted at the time or felt was unskillful or that you've been judging yourself for. Perhaps something that you have been spinning on, that your mind is spinning on. It can be something quite small. Perhaps you missed a session that you really intended to come to. And if nothing's coming up, then perhaps scanning back just a few more days, perhaps to the beginning of the retreat, and keeping it really current and close to yourself. Also, we're looking for something that's on the mild to moderate end of things, you know, the 3 or 4 on a 10-point scale. Choosing something that where you feel some willingness to walk in the direction of self-forgiveness. Once you have landed on something, and if nothing has come up so far, there's something that's true for many is just the habit of taking in the self-judging, self-critical thoughts. And sometimes we judge ourselves for this. If that has been arising for you, you might like to work with that. Whatever you've chosen, just bringing it back for a few moments, allowing yourself to see it clearly. The situation, if it has included other people, just noticing who they were, noticing the circumstances, making it as specific as possible. Perhaps continuing to support yourself with deeper breaths or soothing touch, feeling the supports behind and beneath your body. And perhaps honing in on the particular moment that you most regret, that you're most perhaps holding against yourself. Perhaps naming regret, if it is part of your experience. When we process regret, it often helps to motivate ourselves to do something different in the future. We can name that, perhaps the desire to do better or different in the future. And also taking a moment with clear-eyed seeing, that fierce compassion that allows us to see if there was any harm that was caused. To notice it. And so, for instance, if we're working with having believed some self-judging thoughts, we might notice, that wounding inside our own heart, that inner sting that hurts when we take those thoughts in, when we believe that that's who we are. Just taking a moment to notice and name any suffering that has occurred because of that which you're holding against yourself. And seeing if there are any amends to be made to yourself or others. Today, at this point, just naming those. Noticing your own desire to forgive yourself for whatever experience you've chosen to work with. Setting that intention. And as you inquire about this, if you kind of feel the door of your heart slam shut and a big no, then please honor that and choose something else. Returning once more to this situation that you have chosen to work with, that you are setting your intent to forgive yourself for. I'm going to be offering the phrases now and the opportunity to offer them to yourself one at a time. The first phrase is, I allow myself to make mistakes. I allow myself to be a student of life, still learning and growing. I forgive myself. And if I'm not able to forgive myself fully today, I intend to forgive myself sometime in the future. Forgiven, forgiven. I am choosing to walk in the direction of self-forgiveness. I'm going to repeat these again. This time I'll say them one after the other, and just noticing how they land. And then you'll have the opportunity to repeat one or just part of one to yourself a few more times. I allow myself to make mistakes. I allow myself to be a student of life, still learning and growing. I forgive myself. And if I'm not able to forgive myself fully today, I intend to forgive myself sometime in the future. Forgiven, forgiven. I am choosing to walk in the direction of self-forgiveness. Noticing which one of these phrases, or perhaps just part of it, really landed best with you. Choosing to offer that particular one to yourself a few more times. No forcing yourself to receive it in any particular way. Simply a compassionate offering to your own heart. Perhaps taking a moment to notice the aspect of this meditation that has perhaps felt the most supportive to the process of self-forgiveness. Perhaps taking note of that so you might offer it again to yourself sometime in the future. Perhaps daily, as Tara Brach suggests in her self-compassion scan. And staying with your own practice inside your own heart, we'll begin to offer some messages of loving kindness, of metta to ourselves, to others. Perhaps sensing that inner connection with yourself that you have been strengthening during this practice. Perhaps seeing an image of yourself in your own mind's eye. Maybe an image that brings peace and ease to your own heart. offering yourself these well wishes. May love and kindness travel with me through the hours and days of this retreat. May I be safe and protected from inner and outer harm. May I be happy and contented. May I be healthy and strong. May I be at ease. Again, the opportunity to notice which one of these well wishes made your heart the happiest to offer to yourself. The opportunity to do that right now, again. Now expanding our awareness to include all of those who are on the retreat. This entire circle, those who are here in this session, those who are not, including yourself in this circle, having this sense of the whole community here who's creating a community of care. The opportunity to send well wishes to this community. May love and kindness be with all of us as we move through our hours and days of this retreat. May we be safe and protected from inner and outer harm. May we be happy and contented. May we be healthy and strong. May we be at ease. And as we transition out of this practice, perhaps taking some deeper breaths, perhaps stretching the body, perhaps once more coming back to the awareness of being here together. As I ring our closing bell.